Welcome to a noble society of young urban entrepreneurs sharing knowledge and building wealth. Welcome to the League of Hustlers.
The hustle is in your bones. It runs through your veins. It's that ambition to do more, become more. You can feel it. You know you have what it takes. You know you can build a life you've been dreaming of. It's time you live up to your potential. Welcome to the League of Hustlers.
Welcome back to the League of Hustlers, ladies and gentlemen. You know what it is. It's a motivational podcast for the go-getters. Is that you?
Getters.
Is that you? That's what I want to know. That's what we want to know. We at the League of Hustlers want to know, are the true goal-getters in the house? Right? I'm your co-host, HT.
And I'm CD Barnes.
And this is another episode of the League of Hustlers. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. And today we're just kind of flying off of the cuff, but we have a very, very, very important topic. So important and so timely, especially in these COVID times. The topic of the day is be your own boss. B.Y.O.B. Not talking about beverages. We're not talking about booze. We're not talking about burr. Okay? We're talking about B.Y.O.B.
B.
Being your own boss. Be your own boss. That's the topic of discussion. All right? What you got for him, CD?
Man, that's such a big topic, man, especially right now. You know, the way the environment is right now. We're still in the COVID-19 era. You know, I talked to a lot of people, you know, at the beginning of the year, even through this point, everybody came in as 2020. I got these goals, this, that. Mm-hmm. Now the tone has changed like drastically.
Indeed.
You know, a lot of people getting furloughed, a lot of people losing jobs, that type of stuff. You know, a lot of people still working. They're just doing a little different now. Maybe you work from home, or maybe you got your hours cut or something like that. But, you know, things are changing. So I think even now it's like that whole component of being your own boss, to me, is not just owning your own business, but being self-reliant, being responsible for your own outcomes. Because even if you are an entrepreneur in this space, chances are this has affected you. You know what I mean? You may have had to, you know, lay people off, or maybe your business had to change its way it operates. Maybe you can't have customers sitting down in your restaurant right now. So maybe you gotta, you know, but you have that option as an entrepreneur to be flexible in how you're going to solve that problem. So BYOB, to sum it up, that's what it means to me, man. Taking responsibility, being self-reliant to some degree, to where you have that option to kind of input solutions and implement solutions on your own, and kind of like drive the car yourself. You know what I mean? Drive the car to your own destination. There's a roadblock over here, a speed bump over here. You can turn, you know, turn the car around, detour, try the next street, like that. That's what BYOB is to me. What you got for him, man?
Yeah, man. Basically along the same lines. You know, one of my one pivotal moment in my life, right, was in 2009. And I got laid off. They didn't call it layoff. They call it RIFT, RF or RIFD, reduction in force.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was a very, very trying time because it wasn't like, oh, it's a pandemic coming and we're gonna start cutting back hours. It was like, go home on a Friday feeling good. I get an email Sunday night like, hey, the director wants to see you. First
Yeah.
thing Monday morning.
Did they?
And
Was there any like lead up to it, or was it just like bam?
bro, the only lead up was it was 2009, right? The economy. That was
Yeah.
the only thing. And we had one staff meeting maybe like a month prior where they said, yeah, the state is looking at reducing, the staff numbers or cutting some positions. But in my position, I was like I was an AD, an assistant director, and so I thought, it's like, oh, I'm kind of, up the totem pole. They're not gonna, you
Yeah.
know, cut my position, And this is
You
a
know.
month prior, but I just get an email Sunday night. I remember it like it was yesterday. We were out eating. Get an email Sunday night, and they're like, "Yo, you have a meeting with." It wasn't the director. It was the person above him.
Have
and
you ever met with that person before? Prior to that?
not on a one-on-one basis.
Yeah. So this is like out of the blue. It's either something
Uh,
really good or something really bad.
and
Yeah.
like it, you just knew it wasn't good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The tone wasn't nasty or anything like that. But anyway, long story short, get called in the office, go there, first go to work, try to log on my computer. Computer is totally locked, can't access it.
Uh,
You know what I mean? Call IT, they're like, yeah, we don't know what's going on, and I'm like, okay. Go on to the meeting, and they're basically, I walk in, my immediate boss he's just kind of there with his head down, not looking at me, and I'm like, oh snap.
uh,
And so, his boss, she basically is like, yeah, we sorry to have to do this. Whoop de whoop. Got to let you go. It's a reduction in force, but we're going to give you severance. We're going to give you training on job placement. You're going to work with a career coach, blah, blah, blah. So they set me up good transitioning out. But that that hit that you take, right? The mental hit that you take from something like that is just like, it jars your whole world. Especially
yeah.
now, mind you, I had just gotten married, I had just had twins, I had just bought a new whip, I had just bought a new house, like
All right. American dream,
the
man.
American dream.
Great. That's what people do. That's what they teach us to do. You get out here, you go to school, you get you a
Right.
good job that you can pay your bills and you get your house and your family. It's like that, you know?
Dude. all I'm checking off everything. The American,
Right, exactly.
bam, bam, bam. You know, second house, third car. Had the twins, got married. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you got all of this stuff lined up, and then boom, punched in the mouth. Like, oh snap!
Right.
Immediately, it's just gone, right? And then fast forward to now, right? Fast forward to now, and then you're dealing with COVID times. Okay. COVID times, I have a business, right? And that business depends heavily on foot traffic, right? Heavily on foot traffic. COVID times, no more foot traffic. Immediately, everything shut down. And
Right.
so this is twice now where like income is like just totally cut off. So in the first situation, what I learned it then, like, be your own boss. You can't put any you can't put something that critical in someone else's
Right.
hands.
There you go. There you go.
Right.
There you go. Something that critical, such
Very
as your livelihood, your lifestyle, the way you're going to, put a roof over your family's head, the way you're going to eat, the way you're going
Crazy.
to save money to, do whatever it is that's important to you. Whatever. Like if it's that critical for your life, then you need to be working to find a way to take control over it to some degree. Now, of course, you can't control everything, right? Like H was just saying, you can be an entrepreneur and have businesses and cash flow and things happen, but being in charge of that scenario, you have the options to now, make adjustments. And that's
Right.
important too, to be able to adjust quickly, but be your own boss. It's huge,
Telling
man.
you.
It's huge.
I'm telling you, look, like, so the one thing I had, right, during that layoff in
Hmm.
2009, June 2009, the one thing I had was skills, right? And drive and the hustle, right? And that's why we came up with the League of Hustlers, right? And I always had that. I wouldn't say always, but of course, reading, Rich Dad Poor Dad, it was like, yo, you need multiple streams of income, right? I've always been into like entrepreneurship or entrepreneurship, just some type of like goal setting and growing and having additional like forms of income. So the one thing I had to fall back on was my skills, the stuff that I learned in school, the stuff that I learned out of school. So it's like, bam, okay, I still have this stream of income coming in, right? From just doing little projects, doing web design, doing graphic design, right? And then just doing odd and end type of jobs, And
Hmm.
so that mixed with the severance, mixed with just any other little thing that I could do is what helped, right? And that's why I preach multiple streams of income. During this time, I had one stream of income that literally went to a complete stop. Like
Uh,
within a day, bro, I literally got a call. I think I told you this. I got a call. Wasn't even a call. It was an email. I
yeah,
got an email saying, "Hey, you know, we're, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we're going to be closing at 7 o'clock today until further notice."
right.
Ho, ho, like,
Right.
what?
Wait a minute.
Like
Yeah.
7 o'clock. And it was 3 o'clock when I got the email, bro. 3 o'clock when I got the email. So, but multiple streams of income, right? Having multiple streams of income lightens the load. And that's why I preach it so heavy. That's why this is the League of Hustlers, right? You have to have that hustler spirit,
Have
right?
to, man.
And
And
in the good times, one last point. In the good times, when everything is up, when all streams are going, now you have stuff to put to the side. Now you have stuff to put in savings. Now you have the stuff to invest in additional streams of income. That's all.
mhm, that's it. That's a key point right there, though. That last point you just made. That's
Hmm?
key. Now, so once you get yourself set up on these good times and you got your streams working, you're getting the income, you making, $1 million, don't go buy a $2 million house right
Don't
off the
make
bat.
sense. Does
You know
not
what I'm
make
saying?
sense.
It's like,
Yeah.
come on, don't ruin your whole setup by overspending like too soon. All right. You appreciate the differences between assets and liabilities. You want to keep building on those assets. The streams that you create, those are now assets for you. You need to be working on
Right.
ways to like grow them. You want to scale them up like that, man. And then gotta put money to the side. You have to.
So important.
Even if it's not like liquid cash you're putting to the side, you need to have assets sitting to the side that you can quickly liquidate in times of emergency. It's important stuff, man. But yeah, it's definitely a trying time right now, and that whole BYOB Be your own boss, folks. Be your own
Telling
boss. You know what I mean? Like,
telling
shoot. And we not talking to, specifically you all. This is a we and a us thing. You know what I mean? Because it's like that's what League of Hustlers is. Like H was just saying, man, it's like we're constantly working on ways to build streams of income, constantly thinking about ways to build streams of income, develop assets, find ways to get to the bag and find ways to secure it, find ways to keep it, to scale it, to grow it,
to
coming up with
work.
ideas, networking, and then but it all starts with having the proper mind state, and you just have to understand that you have to take responsibility of that stuff. You have to take that responsibility on your own. Be your own boss, you know?
So so important, and that's why uh, what I want to do an episode, and we've been brainstorming an episode just on the rich dad quadrant that talks about, each basically each basic position that you can kind of play in America, essentially. So you have your employee, okay, then you have your self-employed, and then you have your business owner, and then you have your investor, right? So I'm kind of anxious to do that episode, bro, because I think it's really important, and
Yes, that's a good one, man.
because it's like we put way too much faith in the system. We put
Right,
way too much faith in organizations. We put
right.
way too much faith in jobs and even the stock market. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
imagine, did you see what the stock market did like February,
I mean,
March?
and the thing, and you know it's coming. It's like we've seen it happen a couple times. You know what I mean? And this isn't like a once in a lifetime thing. This is stuff that happens repeatedly. We've
Mm-hmm.
seen the market drop. Boom. We've seen the market drop again. Boom. And it's going to happen again. So
It's gonna happen again.
you know, you have to learn to play the game. That stuff is good. Don't get me wrong. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like it's good. The jobs are good, but you just need to understand like the purpose of it. Don't put all your eggs in that basket and totally rely on just your job. Like and like Ace was just saying about his story, like he lost the job out of the blue, but then he had to rely on his skills, you know what I mean, in order to actually get
Jeez.
stuff done. Right. These hands. But look, your skills, man. Rely on your skills. We gotta be self-reliant out here to some degree.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Ser-
mean, and that's bro, I preach it, I preach it, I preach it, right? Be your own boss. That's the key to this whole thing, right? You have to go out there and learn whatever you need to learn. You
yeah.
have to go out there and learn about your taxes. You have to go out there and learn about your deductions, learn about accounting, learn about marketing, learn about branding, learn about strategy. Like, and that doesn't even, it doesn't even matter if you're want to be a business owner or not. Like, these same things still apply. You have to market
Right.
yourself, you have to brand yourself, you have
Right.
to deal with your personal accounting, you have to deal like all of it, bro, all of it. And until we get that, like, ingrained in our minds, we'll still keep playing the backfield while others are exceeding, passing, blah blah blah. But at the League of Hustlers, we're totally against that. We are all
Right.
about getting to the knowledge. We're all about getting to the paper. We're all about getting to the things that will get you closer to your goals. That's what we're about. That's the whole point of the League of Hustlers. We're here for you. And I really want y'all to understand that. Like, we're not just saying that, Like, I've literally consulted hundreds of entrepreneurs, literally, and tons of them can attest to it. And you know how much I charged them? $0. Well, I want to say all of them I didn't charge $0. But in terms of just a conversation, like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, blah, 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 it's nothing. So reach out to us. That's what we're here for. All right? I promise you, you won't get turned away. That's what we're here for. That's what the League of Hustlers is about.
Right.
Sharing knowledge and building wealth together. Right? Because a rising tide raises all ships. Okay? If we can raise the tide, everybody rises.
Hey,
It's
that
not
was a
that.
good one right there, man. I like how you
You know
slid that
saying?
one. That was a good one. Yeah,
I can't take credit for that quote. You
of course
know,
not. But that was a
um,
good input on that one.
yeah. But a rising tide raises all ships, and we can do this together as a community. So a lot of times, like if in the Facebook group, right? In our Facebook group, if somebody comments on something or says something in there, we're right in there behind them. Like, oh yeah, that's great, good job, keep it going. You see what I'm saying? Or if somebody needs advice, we're in there. So make sure you join the Facebook group. Make sure you get active with the League of Hustlers. We're here. We're going strong. Where are you? You should be here with us. So join. Join the league. That's a commercial right
All
there.
right, basically,
Tripping.
join, join the league.
Yeah.
That was, yeah, man. Join the league. Seriously, though. Seriously. This is
For
a
sure.
community thing. You know what I mean? If you've got goals, if you're ambitious about success or whatever you're trying to do, this is where you belong. League of Hustlers, man. League
Or
Hustlers. What's the challenge, though, man? Let's give them a challenge. Challenge for
okay.
this episode.
For this episode, every episode, we like to give you actionable steps, a challenge that you can do, right? Nothing major, but it's a small step. And through these small steps, we end up completing the journey, right? Through these small steps. So that's what the challenge is about. Gone are the days of just listening to podcasts, right? What we want to do is we want to take action. We want to get closer to those goals. So that's what these challenges are about. Today's challenge is for you to find one thing, just one thing, right? That you can take control over, that you can be your own boss in. Just one thing. Just one thing for right now. There's something out there that you don't have control over, right? Maybe you're, giving your accounting to a CPA or, whatever it may be. Okay? Find one thing that you can take control of and begin the process of being your own boss in it. One thing and the other thing, CD, you mentioned before that we do these challenges too. Why? Because we know it helps, huh?
So, absolutely.
Yeah, we do them too. So you know what mine is? Is this right here. Who Stole My Pension? It's a book by Robert Kiyosaki and Edward Seidel, right? And it talks about your 401ks and your pensions and stuff like that. So you know what? Instead of shifting off my, pension to some, financial institution to manage for me, I'm going to start figuring out how to manage my own pension. Why? Because it's some crazy stuff coming down the pipeline that no one is talking about, but these guys are, right? So that's one small thing. So for you, find one small thing that you can be your own boss in. And that's it. That's the challenge.
There you
This is
go.
the League of Hustlers.
League of Hustlers, man. Perfectly put, my brother. Take charge of something in your life, folks. You already know. If you're here right now, you can find us on all social media platforms.
Yeah.
Get to like, subscribe, follow us. Let's continue this conversation in the Facebook group. We appreciate you all for watching. This is the League of Hustlers.
For sure.
We out.